Good to be back. Good to be back. Alrighty then. Aloha Fantasyland, Alpha Male here in the 204th Studios with you to recap your boom or bust of week 4. First off, I want to thank all the followers and the fans. Without you, we wouldn't have been voted best up-and-coming fantasy podcast of 2019. Also, with all the supporters and sponsors out there for allowing us to showcase this podcast. I'm here at work today on my day off, but I just had to come in and put some bars on the mic today to give you the latest and greatest starters to help you with your Week 5 lineup. We'll be having some special guests on the show today who they don't know they're going to be making a special appearance, but live on the air, but we're going to try to get them here today. Trick them into coming in and talking to us about some fantasy expertise of theirs. Quote of the day, Fantasyland, is keep your coworkers close. Keep your opponents even closer. And if they're your coworkers and your opponent, keep them even closer. That's right, Fantasyland. Closer is a word. All right, Fantasyland. Alpha Male here. Show you some of my street cred, just so you know that I know what I'm doing, and you know that I know that you know that I'm an expert in this career field. I'm in currently 4 leagues this season, all half-point PPRs. I am undefeated in my epic fail league, and 3-1 in the rest of my leagues. So currently I'm 13-3 after week 4, sitting in the top 3 of all 4 of my leagues. So let's get down to business, Fantasyland. First off, I'm going to just kick it off with your week 4 busts of the week. First off, my first bust of the week, it's going to be Odell Beckham Jr. He's ranked number 24 wide receiver. He only went 2 for 20. Baker Mayfield is struggling, guys. The O-line can't protect him. He's constantly under pressure. But Jarvis was the wide receiver to play in Browntown this week. Next bust of the week. Who? Leo Jones. Leo Jones. Number 4 ranked wide receiver, but he only went 4 for 52. 52 yards. When Private Ryan threw for 400 yards. He couldn't shake the double coverage this week. That Fantasyland is a bust. Especially when majority of you got him early or probably late first round, early second round. If you had any of those guys in your lineup, chances are you lost this week. But if for some reason you were playing both of them on the same team in the same league, you fell face first in some stinky B-dookie. Let's see. My number 3 bust of the week, probably DJ Chark. DJ Chark was a bust. DJ Chark, the number 10 wide receiver, was probably undrafted in week 1, went 4 for 44. Not cutting it. I would say next up on the list, Marlon Wack, number 17 ranked RB, heart and soul of the team, only going 11 for 39 yards. Your next bust of week 4, DeAndre Flopkins, ranked number 22 wide receiver, went for 5 for 41 yards. To make matters worse, he threw a pick. So he got you negative points on that one. He has been busting for the last 3 weeks. And I would say the number 2 biggest bust of the week, Malcolm Bollywood Brown. Just like the water in India, the bugger is brown. 4 for 22 yards. Second biggest bust of the week. Now, the one that takes the cheesecake, the biggest bust of the week, hands down, the Red Rifle. If you don't know who I'm talking about, he's the number 32 ranked quarterback. Number 32. Do you know how many teams are in the NFL? Take a guess. 32. And unless you're in a 16-team league with 2 starter QBs, you have no business owning him, lad. But I'd like to motion the league and the community to rename him from the Red Rifle to the Red Rocket. Why do you ask? Well, red rockets are sometimes referred to resemble dog penises. That's pretty much what he is. If you played him in week 4, you probably lost. If you played him in multiple leagues, you should go eat a red rocket. So many other options out there. You could have snagged on the wire, the staph infection, that Raiders QB guy. I don't know. You could have even played concussed Josh Allen, who got more points than the Red Rocket. These are Fantasyland's booms of the week. Now, these 3 running backs I'm about to mention, they're booms every week. So take that into account. But Dalvin Cook, 70 total yards and a TD. Christian McCaffrey, 179 total yards and a TD. Zeke the Freak, 65 all-purpose yards and a TD. All RB1s, all will help you win games. But if by some miracle you went into the Cave of Wonders and found that magic lamp, you could fly into playoffs on a magic carpet ride, and it would be a whole new world out there in Fantasyland. If you have all 3 of these guys in the same team, you could just bench the rest of your team. Rest them till playoffs. Some of my fans out there are probably tripping, but I know this fantasy football guru who had managed to wheel and deal trades to acquire all 3 of these top tier backs in a 12-man league. But anyway, Fantasylanders, this is Alpha Male Boom of week 4. Chris, God of Wins, 12 for 172 and 2 TDs. If you had the God of Wins on your bench, your team went to hell. He shined bright like a diamond, and I bet you got a sour taste of eye candy while he rode the bench. Next up, Rob, out of the woods. He finally came to play this week. 13 for 164 yards. I know a small percentage of you guys out there dropped him after week 3. About 11% dropped in all leagues. But good thing we know you didn't drop him, because you'd be kicking yourself in the nuts right now. Next up on the booms of week 4, we got Super Trooper Austin Hooper. He went 9 for 132 yards. He's the number 2 ranked tight end. If you played him, you probably won your shady week matchup. But if you had him on the bench, you definitely stepped on an Austin Pooper. You better sweep your legs outside, because you got Dookie on your feet. But let's see. Who do we got next? Next up here, where the happiest place on earth is, guys. The happiest place on earth. Listen to it. Give it a moment to sink in. The happiest place on earth, Fantasylanders, is Disneyland, who you probably didn't draft him and got him off the waiver wire in weeks 2 or 3. He is the number 6 ranked tight end, going 7 for 57 yards and a TD. But the moment you've all been waiting for, the number 1 boom of week 4. Anybody take a guess? Anybody? Give it a moment to sink in. Wayne's World, totally amazing, excellent discovery. My number one boomer of the week, Wayne Gallman, 188 yards and a TD. If you're like, who the F is that? That means you were sleeping week 3 and did not get him on the waiver. The number one draft pick, Barkley, is out for several weeks. If you lost Barkley and did not get Wayne G to replace him on your team, is going to struggle. If you tried but lost him to Fab Dollars, it is your fault you lost. I would have paid a quarter of my season's Fab on getting him for week 4. Alright, Fantasylanders, that is all for today. That's the Boom Down, week 4. Boom or bust. Lights out, boys. Cheap or no? Hey,
Are you like currently super busy?
I'm currently super busy. I'm trying to get Randy in here
Why?
for a podcast.
Is that what you're doing?
That's what I'm doing.
Oh my god. Okay, wait, I need boots though.
You guys can be in this too.
Like I legit need boots.
That's
You,
my
you're
setup.
actually. Oh my god.
This is going
I think you're
on YouTube.
fucking for real.
Where is he? Is that his desk?
Something like that. What you think? Is this currently recording right now? It is.
It is currently recording right now.
God damn, don't put me in your goddamn podcast. You're an idiot. Hey world. Oh my god. You got all the fucking angles. Oh, wow.
Would you like to be here when Randy makes his guest appearance and he doesn't know he's on the show?
I was wondering what the fuck you're doing. I could hear you talking. I knew you're in here. Because you didn't return the key. I was like, alright, he's up his son. Oh shit.
He comes back here. I'm rolling.
Why do you do this?
Why do you guys do what you do? No, that's his seat.
I thought that's his seat.
No, that's his seat.
You know he's gonna turn around and walk straight back out, right?
He might investigate. Is there a way you could leave it open without leaving it open? You don't want to be in here for this?
No, I don't.
Don't tip him off. All right, guys. I just texted Shady Nasty here. I'm getting to come to Studio 204.
You should try to get Brandon on this.
Oh, I'm gonna get him too.
Is this gonna be?
I need
like,
you. You should stand right there and like just block the door when they come in.
Is this gonna be like a secret thing?
Hmm?
Is this gonna be like a secret thing?
Yeah, you should do that.
Yeah, no shit. But I mean, I'm already incriminated anyway, so
Well, I'm technically not on the clock, so I'm safe.
obviously. But you're also in my work environment, so.
All right, guys. Shady Nasty's on the way. Let's see if I can get him down here.